Well, we are leaving the hostel at Neel. And heading through the tunnel. See you on down the trail. The only place where the AT goes through the building. Well, welcome to day 5. Heading to Unicoi Gap shelter, which is about 10 miles from Neel Gap, and it's been raining all morning. It stopped maybe half an hour ago, and just foggy, pretty calm breezes at the moment, but not much to report except my feet are soaking wet, and my layer inside of my raincoat is soaking wet. So that's what it's all about, I suppose. Enjoy the suck, as they say. So see you at the shelter. It is 8:45. I was just showing you my boots. They had a lot of frost on them this morning. We're leaving Unicoi Gap shelter, looking to do another maybe 12 miles today. I met a family that's on YouTube. They got in last night. Mom and dad, looks like an infant, not an infant, but a child, 2 years old age perhaps. Family of 6 children are hiking the AT, so we're gonna go get on up the trail. On the trail today, not a lot of places to get water, but I'm tanked up good to go. We have some nice views, although it's been very windy today. Good morning. How are you?
Good.
Good.
Nice sunny day.
Yeah.
Fresh air.
Now we're heading up one of the mountains, and if you looked at the trail, you might say, huh, Pennsylvania. Nope, still Georgia. Most of the day, though, has been really good trails at about 2% grade. Very easy to walk. This is one of the more challenging sections. Here you can see some of the frost from last night. Pretty cool stuff. About a 1/4 mile from our shelter, as I was walking up the trail this morning, I saw this big rock. Must have been 14 by 16 inches. Right next to the trail, and it was flipped upside down. I'm thinking, you know, why would a hiker go to all the trouble to flip a rock that size, 3 or 4 inches thick? And I thought, well, you know, that's probably something a bear might do. Looking for grubs. But didn't see any bear tracks anywhere. And I don't remember if that was a fresh rock turnover or not. It's nice to see all the trail maintenance that's going on so far this year, so we don't have to climb over downfall. That one's really fresh. I could smell the fresh wood as I walked by. I'm having a good day so far. Passed a few people, and a few have passed me. And that's the way it is on the AT. So we'll see you on down the trail. It's 1:20. Have just come down off of the mountain into and approaching Unicoi Gap. Very, very rocky, steep descent trail. Here we have some steps, which is good. And this will bring us out to a trailhead parking lot where some people might be waiting to get a ride into Unicoi, either to stay the night or to resupply. There we are. Looks like they did some mulching of trees on the other bank. Alright, so let's see what's going on up there. We are at elevation 2949. Looks like they are getting a shuttle into town. Have a good one, guys. We got a 1,000-foot climb up there. Woohoo! At 2:30, I reached the top of Rocky Mountain, mile 53.7. It's supposed to be a tent site up at the top, but I didn't see it and thought it might be too windy. So right now I'm heading down into Rvrguyd Gap. And if I start climbing Tray Mountain, you see going up here and get to the cheese factory site. It's a lot of miles today, but started up here at low gap, 42.6. Might end up at 56. I thought I'd show you this view from the mountain on the north side of Unicoi Gap. Pretty impressive. (20:04), heading up my last mountain for the day. Halfway up Tray. No face shots, just my silhouette. Rvrguyd on the AT heading to Katahdin. And guess who I just met? Vape and his wife, Guide. So we're going to be camping at the same shelter tonight. And I'll get a picture of them, maybe another interview. So heading to Katahdin, Rvrguyd out. Feels like I've been walking forever. It's still a mile to Tray Mountain Shelter. But beautiful views. These are ice crystals or something. They grow each day when it gets really cold out, and this morning it was 22 degrees. Let me tell you about last night. Got into my Tray Mountain shelter around 5 o'clock, I think. Did 4 miles more than I wanted to. Total of 15 for the day. And the wind was kicking up. But I had a Noor rice side, which I ate all of that. And got my bed ready. And it was so windy. What I did is I took the tarp floor and draped that over my sleeping quilt. And it kept blowing off, so I ended up putting some weights on the one side of the tarp to hold it down. And kind of a fitful night's sleep. It felt like I was awake all night just listening to the wind blow. I had one kid that woke up, I don't know if it was 3 o'clock or whatever, and he packed up all his gear, and his leaving remark was, "It's going to get colder, I'm leaving." So he would have had to hike in the dark, which isn't the end of the world, but I don't think the kid was prepared with the right sleeping bag. He didn't have the right layers to wear. So, hope he made it out okay. We have a bunch of small hills to climb today to get to the top of Georgia. Tried calling last night and got an answering machine. So one of the other hikers said they'd tried to reserve cabins, and there weren't any to be had. So we may be bunking in the bunkhouse tonight, but we'll see when we get there. It's 11:20. I've summited my last mountain for the day. Now it's all downhill to top of Georgia Hostel. And what you're seeing in the distance is the lake in back of Fontana Dam. And that's where we'll be heading in the next couple days. Well, we're nearing the end of our journey for the day. Wasn't this nice for someone to build a bench next to this little water resupply? Well, we got to the top of Georgia Hostel and all the rooms were taken, so we had to call around and find a room for the night, and we've ended up in Hiawassee. And I have a roommate tonight, which is John. Say hi, John.
Hello, everyone.
We've been hiking with John for the past couple of days, and we're doing good. And he's been hiking with what, about 4 or 5 other folks about your age?
Yeah, I think 4 other people.
Yeah.
They're all staying at the hostel.
They're up at the hostel, and we're down in town, and we might get McDonald's or something else
All you can eat
tonight. All we can eat. Yep. So we have a nice room, and we have a jacuzzi, and that's going to be it for Hiawassee. I'm thinking I'll be here maybe 2 days to do a resupply and then head back out on the trail.